Hey there, welcome. It's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. And I'm hoping that the video actually works out okay here. I'm inside my office today, and we're live streaming, and so yeah, welcome to my office. So today we're going to be talking about how to banish guilt from your life. Now, I imagine that sounds like, that's crazy, Karen. How do you get rid of guilt? Guilt is like built into us, right? And that's true. That is true to a certain degree. Actually, I think guilt is something that we've learned, but it's about being empathetic to other people, other situations. But really, guilt is kind of about two things, and I'll talk about that in a moment. I just want to introduce myself a little bit more in case this is the first time you've ever come across me. My name again is Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and what I do, and look, I've got a mission statement here. I read this every morning about who I work with and why I work with them. But ultimately, it's women. I work with women in business, whether they're working for somebody else or working for themselves, who are trying to achieve a goal and are just not getting there, and having a tough time doing that. And so they're coming up against procrastination, overwhelm, self-sabotage, the imposter syndrome. But these are high achievers, and they really want to get where they want to go faster. And that's what I really do, is I help women in business go further and faster than they could have ever imagined. And so even if you're not having the biggest challenges, but you're just gung-ho, you want to go further and faster, I can help you do that. So I'll tell you about that in a moment, about how we can talk about that at the end of the call. But again, we're getting back to guilt. So why? Where's guilt come from? Why does it show up? And ultimately, guilt has kind of two factors. One that's built in is that we think that it comes from our idea about what other people are going to think and say about us. Okay? So that's one thing. That's where that kind of prompts us towards guilt. So it's other people's points of view, right? So there's that. But it comes through, how guilt comes about is through our choices. So we've made a choice. We made a choice to do something over something else. And now we feel guilty about it. So it could be that you made the decision that you were going to stay at work instead of go out with friends. Okay, so you feel guilty because you're not going to be hanging out with your friends. Or for moms, for parents, right? They may be making the choice to be working again instead of being with their family, being with their kids, being with their pooches, being with their loved ones, right? So they've made that choice. And then then what we do is we start to think about, oh, I feel guilty about this. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And you know what? If you're shooting on yourself, and I always tell my clients, never shoot on yourself. But if you're saying I should do this, then why aren't you making that choice? Because really it is all a choice. Everything is a choice. Okay? So everything is a choice. I really want you to get that into your mind, because when you can do that, then it's just a matter of changing your mind and making a choice that's different, or reframing how you're thinking about the choices that you're making. So if you're feeling guilty, then you need to take a look at that. Why am I feeling guilty? Who am I feeling guilty about? What am I afraid that they're going to say or do? And again, if it's, I think about this. Last year I was supposed to travel to go to be with one of my friends. And I didn't. I made the choice to do something else. I just couldn't, there was just some different circumstances that were in order, and I had to choose one thing over going there. And I felt really guilty. And I felt days, maybe even a week, maybe even 2 weeks, could be. Before I even told her that I wasn't coming, I felt this massive amount of guilt. I felt so terrible. And finally, when I got up the nerve to, because in my mind at that moment, I couldn't reframe it for the life of me. I could not reframe it, but I should have. Okay, so I should have. And really, the choice I was making was absolutely 100% the right choice for me, without a doubt. So first of all, I should have actually trusted her to know that she loves me. She's one of my best friends. And so to know that she would have been okay with that. But she was like, oh yeah, no, that's okay, Karen. No big deal. Which is in fact actually what happened after the fact anyways. That's exactly what she did. She said, no, it's no big deal. No big deal at all. And the second thing is I could have just, I should have just told her sooner, but also understanding that there are people in our lives who we're trying to impress, and some people we're never going to impress. We're never going to make happy, right? There are some people that will never happen. We'll never make them happy. So one, you kind of have to also come into that awareness of what things are. So there are some people you're just never going to please. So then it's looking at, okay, this is just a point of view. This is my point of view. They may have a point of view. I have a point of view. Which one is more important to me? And then start to reframe it that way. So looking at, okay, who am I worried about here? Who am I most worried about? Now, and so in this case, it was my friend. I was worried about her, and I was, very concerned about that. And so again, I worried about it when I actually had no reason to at all in the long run. And then. But there's other people. There's my mom. I always used to feel guilty. My mom and dad I always used to feel guilty if I wasn't spending more time with them, and it just was a choice that I made. There was a choice. It was a choice that, you know what, I'm working. I'm doing these other things. I'm not spending time with them, and I mean, even now I could feel guilty about that, but I don't. I made a choice, and I'm okay with that choice. Okay, even though they're gone, would have I wanted to spend more time? You know what, I would have, if it was the right choice for me in that moment. Okay, so you want to start to absolve yourself of that. And Jim says, hi, Karen. Hi, Jim. Good to have you here. And Jim, throw any other comments in, and anybody else, if you're watching or you're watching this later, make sure you put in your comments or your thoughts down below. That would be awesome. Now, the other thing again is it's just coming around to, this is an interesting point of view. Look, when it comes to our kids, and if we're making choices not to be with our kids, then that's a choice. Make the choice and really just allow yourself, because what I imagine you're doing is you're actually wanting to make a better life for them. So you're giving up you're giving some sacrifices, right? Same thing with your partner. Okay, I'm working, so I'm doing this for this particular reason, or are you doing this to actually escape? That's the other thing to pay attention to. But then banish the guilt, get rid of it, done with it. Okay, your kids are going to be fine, and if they're not going to be fine, then make a different choice, right? And be okay with your choice. Sometimes, again, what you really need to do is just be okay with your choice. Okay. And just come around and reframe it. It's like, you know what? No, I'm doing it for A, B, and C. These are the reasons I'm doing it, and I'm good with that. Okay. And the other thing is, when people try to guilt you out, is you can apologize to them and say, no, this, and explain to them this is a reason why. But then if they try to guilt you out again, it's like, look, I'm not going to apologize again. Right. Really, really powerful thing to do, and be a broken record about that. But again, it's really you about letting go of that. Letting go of that. Part of it is a fear, right? They're not going to love me anymore. The people who love you are going to love you no matter what, right? And the people who don't, are they really that important in your life? So I'm going to leave it at that. Short one today, but I'll leave it at that. And again, if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. What else can I tell you here? Next week, we're going to be doing next Monday. I'm going to be talking about shift, align, and shine, and accelerate your success. This is what I've been doing with my clients for a long time. So I'm going to talk about the process about shifting, aligning, and shining. All right. If you are ready to accelerate your success and you really want to go further, faster, I actually now, even though this is No Limits Businesswoman, I am taking men as clients as well. I work with them privately. So if that's for you, then let's have a chat. Just go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/talk. And yeah, let's just talk about whether or not we're a match. It's just a short 15-minute call to start. And if it looks like we're a match and you want to go ahead and you want to talk about working together, then we'll set up a time to actually have a longer conversation. Really quick, no strings, really not yucky at all. It'll be fun. It'll be great to talk to you. All right. Have a fabulous day and go out and live a no limits life. Bye-bye.